Hello, all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players out there. This is Dragothien here. Today we got a little bit of a rant to go on. I went ahead and logged in today. This is one of my 307 accounts, and logged in to find that we had done. We have gotten some new bundles with the Riot Hayabusa stuff, and the ninja things are popping in. So I was like, wow, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and check out Mightiest Governor and see if any of that popped up. Well, as you can see in front of you, it has. There's been some new changes, and gotta tell you, I'm a little upset. I'm a little upset. So, to give you some backstory, in 307, we just had our first Nebuchadnezzar MGE, and that was nice. And we finally got that into the kingdom, which we've been waiting patiently on, trying to get through the Chandragupta stuff and all those good things. And finally, we got Nebuchadnezzar, and sure enough, we got that done. And then the change happened, and again, the way the change was described, at least the way it was assumed to be described, you would have a choice chest that you could collect to get certain heads of whichever commander you choose. And there was no limit. There was no limit stated on the sheet. There was just nothing. There was no limits at all stated that it would be a choice of 3 different types, not let alone the fact that it would only be a choice of one particular type of troop commander, which means that every MTG, assuming the way that it looks right here, it will rotate sets. So one week, this week will be calves, and in 2 weeks maybe it will be archers, and then in another 2 weeks maybe it will be leadership commanders or garrison commanders, and then the next following week maybe it'll be infantry. I mean, who knows? What's the rotation? What's the schedule? There's no schedule button here. Nobody knows what the F's going on. There's nothing. There's nothing here. It just says you can pick from these 3. Those who are ranked high on the leaderboard will earn wonderful trophies of Attila, Chandra, or Saladin. Saladin. Sounds a great commander. He's also about, I don't know, 600 days old in this kingdom. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the problem with all this, right? So obviously this is disappointing. The biggest problem I see with this, obviously, is when we go to the board here, and go to this little news board, it says Osiris League Season 4. Look at the brackets. You got Kingdom 1 to 420. These kingdoms have had basically 4 weeks of Nebu, 3 weeks of Nebu already. At least. That's a month and a half of getting Nebu and everything else that comes along with that. The later kingdoms, they haven't even gotten Nebu yet. So kingdoms that are like 350 and on, roughly, they haven't even gotten Nebu, and they get the frickin' wheel that's got Saladin, Attila, and Chandra. Here you go. By the way, we got Osiris League next week. Suck on that. Oh. This is a huge letdown. There's no doubt about it. It's been rebranded the new Mightiest Governor. It's including 6 stages, which they just added that 6th stage, which is a combination of all the different types of points, which I didn't really think that was necessary, but it was nice. Oh, but this is not it. Like, this is not it. There's no schedule. There's no rotation. You're giving us a 600 day commander to choose from on Mightiest Governor days. On the day of registration for Osiris League Season 4. On the day. The same day. This is a problem. Can't do this. I am horrified to see if this also translates to the wheel. So, again, the way it was written is that you'll basically be able to choose the commander you want on the wheel and the MGE. And everybody was elated. Some people were upset with the MGE portion because it's going to basically make it very difficult for free to play to win, which I get. And again, I proposed a solution for that on a video prior. If you guys want to go check that out, I'll link it on one of the cards that's flowing through this video. But the way it was described is if it's a wheel commander, you'll be able to choose on the wheel. If it's an MGE commander, you'll be able to choose on the MGE. So if I was to get 10th place on an MGE, I should be able to choose whether it's Artemisia or whether it's Theodora or Zenobia or Nebuchadnezzar or Saladin. If I want to burn my freaking chest on Saladin, go right ahead. He's on Card King, but whatever, no big deal. I mean, you got these guys on Card King. This needs to be a choice chest, guys. This needs to be a choice chest the way it was described. I know you didn't say choice chest in the description of the patch, but you also didn't say picking from 3 either. You didn't say picking from 3. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. I don't know if there's enough time for this to be reworked. I mean, they just added it. They delayed this to release it. When they did. I mean, I'm sure they had a reason for the delay. It's usually not them. But so this is not delivered as described. This is not what was on the purchase sticker of the new Mightiest Governor choice commander, picking your commander that you want. Assuming the way that it looks, again, there'll be a Cav one, a Cav week. It's going to be Cav week. It's going to be Archery week. It's going to be Infantry week. It's going to be Leadership week. It's going to be Garrison week. Is there going to be a Conquering week? I mean, and then what does this do to the new commanders coming out? Are they going to get fit into the rotation? Is there going to be another alternating Mightiest Governor every other week? That'd be kind of cool. But I mean, there's nothing to go on. So I hope we can get this figured out. I certainly hope this is not how the wheel goes. If this is the wheel as well, then there'll be another one of these rant videos for sure. But I mean, we need to get, I mean, whose idea was this? Who said, what would be really cool? We should make it to where you can only get certain types of commanders every week. We already have that, except it was just 1. Now it's 3. But honestly, we just had Chandra for 4 weeks. This is the latest commander in the choice of 3 that we have to choose from in 307. And again, I mean, Chandra's Chandra. It's not bad. Are there people hurting for Saladin in Kingdom 307 or Kingdom 254 or Kingdom 300 or whatever? Like, do they need Saladin on an MGE? He's on Card King. You can get him on Card King. You can get more sculptures on Card King than 5th place, like 6th place of MGE, which is really freaking expensive to win. On any main kingdom that has decent activity, it's decently expensive to win an MGE. And, even getting into the top 15 can be kind of pricey depending on how heavy the kingdom is, right? You can get Card King without any competition. You just gotta have a few gems, and you can get yourself, what is it, like 30 sculptures, 25 sculptures, something like that on Card King start to finish. It's like 3 per, it's like 3, usually 3 per level, and there's 10 levels, 30. That's rough. This is rough. I hope this gets reworked, because really effectively what happened to kingdoms like 307 is that you got 1 week of Nebu, and then you got set back for another week, at least, because Nebu's not going to be on this MGE. So now you got to pick from Cav commanders, one of which is over 600 days old from the kingdom, and can be gotten on the Card King for cheaper. And again, I mean, Attila's a good commander, right? I mean, everybody should have their Attila. Everybody needs to have an Attila, especially if you're a rallier. And Chandra's good. I mean, he's not an S+ commander, but he's a good commander. It's not bad to have. His debuff is really nice. But you've effectively neutered the 2nd week of Nebu, where the other kingdoms, the earlier kingdoms, they got, they got their, they got their 4 or 5 weeks of Nebu already. So, I mean, obviously only so many people can win Nebu each week, or a particular MGE commander each week. There's only a certain number of people. Each rotation, you're looking at 15 for the first one, and then it can increase based off of how people placed after place 15 and down. Maybe you'll get a few extra ones that double placed in like 17th or 18th ranked or something like that, so they can summon. But overall, I think, again, this was a botch. I mean, the whole idea with the new realms and everything was to make things equal, and I think you had a great idea with limiting the commanders, and then having this MGE and wheel functionality come out, because let's be honest, Osiris League is for the top of the top high, I don't want to say high spenders, but I mean, just you gotta spend a little bit into the game. You're just not going to have these guys maxed out as a free to play player. You can amass troops, you can have T5 as free to play, and you can get there, with time, right? But it takes money to max a certain number of legendary commanders, especially late game legendary commanders. So Osiris League is that event. It's the premier, it's the cream of the crop. To participate at the highest level, it needs to be a full team of people who have put some stuff into this game, okay? And the whole idea was, okay, we're going to even the playing field, kind of make it like Osiris Invitational, but you still got to make your account, right? And that's fair, I think, if you give them the opportunity. But you don't give them the opportunity when you make it a cav wheel of Attila, Chandra, and Saladin, when we've got literally the day of this being released, Osiris League is getting registered for. So this is going to be interesting. And Realm of Sobek is going to be very small, guys, because you have to have completed, I think it's either the Temple or KBK Season 1. I think it's got to be the Temple. You got to have taken the Temple at least, if not completed KBK Season 1 to register for Osiris League. So that's going to be a very small realm. I know we've got 2,200-ish kingdoms, but most of them have just barely gotten out of KBK Season 1. So I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful that this is not the end result, the end product. This should have said, the mightiest governor coming soon, blah, 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 blah. Here's your choice chest. That's what it should have said. That's what this page should entail. Countdown 6 days, 20 hours, 29 minutes, 33 seconds. Here's your choice chest. This chest of gems should be a choice chest. Whatever graphic needs to be made to make that happen and get these portraits out of here, that's what I would do. Sorry to disappoint, because this is huge. This is game changing. Because this is not what was advertised. For me in 916, it makes no difference, because we can't even use it yet. We're still in KBK Season 3, so we're not in Season of Conquest. So this doesn't really apply to anybody that's in the 1800s and on. But if you're in the first 800 kingdoms or so, this is huge. This is a big difference. This was going to even the playing field for those mid-tier kingdoms, those 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 kingdoms. This was going to even the playing field. This was supposed to even the playing field. And unfortunately, it's just a big flaming poo bag on your front porch. So hopefully this changes. Leave some comments in the comment section below. Hit a like on the video so that it gets ranked highly, and we can hopefully get some eyes on this video and Rant. It's late at night too. It's 11:30, so forgive me for my spaciness or something. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care.